What's up guys, Dark Dally here playing Ghost Recon Wildlands. Today I'm here with my friend Munkatron. I want to do a little test on 3-round burst. I know some people like to use 3-round burst, and some people don't necessarily like it. I was curious about it, and I thought that maybe, just maybe, 3-round burst was more accurate. It almost feels like it's a more accurate, precise, and quicker way to fire. Well, I'm not really sure, and so that's why we came out here today, to prove this. Now, I am here with my friend Monk, but he's not going to assist in the testing, per se. If you've seen my video on bullet physics, you would know that another player cannot observe another player's bullet holes accurately. And I want to test this on assault rifles, and I also want to test it on SMGs. Now, what I've done is, I've got both of these weapons. I've got an 805 Bren and my Vector, the two weapons I've been using as of late. I've got them both trimmed down to 3-round burst, and what I want to do is, it's going to be kind of like my bullet drop test. I'm going to go to 250 meters with my assault rifle. And, well, the first thing I want to do, quite frankly, again, is I want to see, is 3-round burst, does it fire a more accurate shot group? What I'm going to do is, I'm going to fire one 3-round burst, and then I'm going to just scooch over to the side, just laterally scooch over, keeping my aim the same, and fire full auto, a manual 3-round burst from full auto, and see if there is a difference. What I've done is I've fired all my bullets down, so I only have 6 bullets remaining. So when I fired the 3-round burst, I'll only have 3 rounds left, so I can just easily and accurately hold my trigger and get 3 rounds. So let's just get to it, guys. First, let's try this on 3-round burst right here. Of course, this should line up with our bullet drop pattern on the wall that we've done before, and that's why I'm aiming here. So there's a 3-round burst. Just go ahead and swap it to full auto. Just scooch over to the side a little bit. And there we go. Alright, so the group on the left is going to be the full auto. Let's see what we have here. I'm just really curious to know, to be quite honest, is why I wanted to do this. Oh my god, those shot groupings are mirror images of one another. I'm going to zoom in here for you guys. Look at that. Check that out, Monk.
Yep.
They're absolute mirror images. Although the 3-round burst might be a bit tighter. The bottom shot looks higher, but that would be a discrepancy in aiming.
Yeah, on my screen anyway, the left-hand shot group has a single shot up top off to the left. Is that the same as what you're seeing? Yeah,
they both veer off up to the left. But you're not going to you probably won't perceive them the same way I do.
Yeah, not a problem.
Well, I can't say this is really definitive just yet. Let's do this one more time. So what we're going to do is let's fire down to 6 rounds remaining. There we go. So we got 6 rounds remaining. Let's try this one more time. The burst shot group actually did look a little bit tighter. And that's, again, that's why I wanted to do this. That is really why I wanted to do this. Let's try to aim in the same place. But it's likely not going to happen, but that's okay. We know what the shot group looked like. So let's hit one 3-round burst. Let's swap to full auto. Let's just scooch over, not moving my aim, and see what we get. Let's see what this looks like. I'm really curious. I just really wanted to dive into this and really test this today. Okay, we can see the shot group we just fired because it's shaped differently. This one kind of veers up, straight up. So we can see here and here are the new shot groups we fired. All right, I got to say that the 3-round burst shot group does look tighter. Actually, in this case, it is. Is it how much is it a random thing, and how much is it something that's consistent? There is one thing I want to note about 3-round burst. Now, this could just be me. This could just be my controller, but I don't think so because I have used a series of 3 controllers over the time I've played Wildlands. Now, something I've noticed about this game is if I equip a weapon with a slower rate of fire, like for instance this G28, or perhaps something like a Dragunov would have been preferable for this because it fires even slower. If I pull the trigger as fast as I can, I get that happening. I get misfires. There's a point in the magazine where every other bullet is not firing. Okay, now why do I bring that up in the 3-round burst? Let me show you why. Now I show you this because it's something I've noticed with 3-round burst is that when I pull the trigger as fast as I can, sometimes it skips and sometimes I get a full mag dump. Right there, I was getting about every other trigger pull was actually not firing. Now, I've had people tell me it's because I'm mashing the button or whatever, but I'm releasing and pulling I'm on PS4, I'm releasing and pulling the trigger all the way each time, and there are misses in it. Now, the thing is, sometimes it's the first one you pull the trigger on. Oh, right there. I actually pulled it right after that. I waited a second and pulled it again, and I got nothing. Unfortunately, you can't see when I'm pulling it. Right there, every other trigger pull was firing. Okay, here's why I say this. One problem I have with 3-round burst is that there are many times an enemy pops up in front of me. I've pulled the trigger and nothing happened. Monk, does that ever happen to you?
Yeah, from time to time.
Yeah, that's one problem I've had with 3-round burst is that there's been times, and this can be deadly on extreme or on tier mode, when an enemy pops up in front of me, I've literally pulled the trigger and then nothing happened because I had just shot someone. Someone else comes into view, and that particular burst misfires. It sets me off 1 millisecond, and then I simply can't take him down. So let's go ahead and let's continue with this with the SMG. All right, so here's our burst. Just scooch over and hit it on full auto. There we go. I want to see as much spread as I can, but I don't want him to freaking fall off the wall. Of course, that wouldn't be very good testing. You know, the 3-round burst actually does look more accurate on this. Let's test this a couple more times. Now, all of this said, you can effectively dump an entire magazine with 3-round bursts, and you can do it at the same speed as full auto if you do it at with the right rhythm. I'm not sure I can pull it off, but I'm going to try. You could hear some gaps there. But I did get a pretty decent feel for it. There is a feel for it. There's a rhythm where you want to pull the trigger. The thing is this. The problem is I think it just takes too much work. I think it's way easier just to put your rifle on full auto and fire like that. But let's continue testing. What we're going to do next we're going to move to a much farther range. We're going to move back to 350 meters, which is pretty darn far for an assault rifle. And we're going to try on this wall and see if there is. Is there an accuracy difference? So, yeah, I'm seeing right now, it's kind of easier just to manually fire 3 bursts. But tell you what, let's move back. Let's try some more. All right, so I've come back here to 350 meters. I want to try this because I really wasn't getting any results. I decided, let's come back to 350 meters. I can hit the wall at this range with an assault rifle, and I'm going to get the biggest spread possible. Hopefully here, we may see a difference. I can't really say there's going to be one between the assault rifle and the SMG. I did kind of test with both. Let's finish this off with the assault rifle because it's going to fire the bullets more accurately over a long distance, and I might just get the best results. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to fire as a group, or we're going to hit this wall. We're going to hit this wall right dead center in the middle at 350 meters. That's a really long distance for an assault rifle. Let's fire us a 3-round burst. Now let's move over. Let's move over a bitsy here. And now let's fire the other 3 rounds on full auto. And see what we get. Let's go check this out. Monk's already up there checking it out. Let's see what we get here. This is really the best I can do this. And if we don't see anything decisive, I gotta say, it does look like it could be tighter. If you look at those bullet holes, the 3-round burst looks like it might actually be tighter. Again, I keep seeing this, so I might have to believe it might actually be true. Looking at this shot group. But it's only by about an inch or so. Even at 350 meters, I'm seeing this group. Monk, what do you see?
Yeah, I do see that the one on the right hand side, if that is the 3-round burst, is a lot tighter than the full automatic.
But it's really only by an inch or two. I mean, it could be an anomaly, but it could be something. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it does look like the 3-round burst group could be tighter, but take this into consideration. It looks like there's maybe a small difference, but if there is, we're only barely seeing it by a couple inches, even at 350 meters. You don't usually fire an assault rifle at this distance, because in order to hit that wall, I've got to aim about right here to hit that wall. That's a decent amount of bullet drop for an assault rifle. So there may well be a difference. All right, guys, so that's really the best I can discern on this. This has been one thing that's been definitely more difficult to test than other tests that I've done. I can't say for sure. It looks like that, yes, it does look like it might be tighter. But even at 350 meters, I'm seeing a very small difference. You can fire the bursts, but you might misfire a few of them. Now, I've talked to a few of my friends and they all have the same problems. Of course, we are all on PS4, and it could be a thing with the PS4 trigger pull, because my friend Monk right here actually has a really fancy controller, and he can dial down the sensitivity or dial up. He can change the sensitivity on his trigger, and he says he can modify his trigger so he doesn't get the misfires. That said, though, everyone I've talked to on PS4, we get those occasional misfires that cause gaps in between the firing. So there's that. So take that into consideration. And that's happened to me many, many times in combat. There's been many times in combat where I shot one guy, I went to shoot another, and my trigger pull did nothing, and because of it, I got killed because I was on tier mode. So there is that. However, if you fire it in the right rhythm, there does seem to be a rhythm to it. You can hit the right rhythm, and that's not it. I've had it before. It's tricky to get. I've had that rhythm before, and I've dumped an entire mag. I have dumped an entire mag on 3-round burst at full auto speed. It sounded like full auto. But you got to get that perfect rhythm down. Again, this is with the PS4 controller with the trigger. Maybe that's why it is, because I've had people on my videos tell me otherwise. So, again, in summary, there have been times I was able to fire an entire magazine at 3-round burst with the same rhythm. I have been able to do it. I have done it. But at least with the PS4 controller, it takes a certain rhythmic pull. And I think overall, 3-round burst isn't worth it, because I can easily fire the bullets I need with full auto. I don't think it's worth it to go with the 3-round burst, because you do occasionally get those misfires, and I have died because of them. But it does look like there might actually be some improvement, and I didn't expect to see that. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This has been an interesting test. It's something that I've been wanting to do, and usually I get slightly more specific results than this, but what we've seen is what we've seen, and even at 350 meters, if there is an improvement, it's very, very small. I say, personally, if you want to know my advice, I say stick with full auto, because you can fire 3 rounds at a time anyway fairly easily. You just got to it's all about getting to know the rifle you have. Right now I'm using an 805 Bren. It has a specific fire rate, and once I get to know it, I can easily fire 3 rounds at a time. So, guys, thanks for watching. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Guys, it's been a real pleasure. I'm Dark Deli. This is Munkatron. We will catch you guys next time.